Here at Analar, we're a Part 135 on-demand charter company. We're also a maintenance company. We have aircraft sales, and we have a pretty extensive consulting service that we provide to various clients, and it's a worldwide service, actually. We have 3 locations. We've flown, over 3 million miles in the air and transported over 400,000 passengers in our helicopters. September of last year, we were faced with an extreme, tragic, unfortunate event, and it was, the call that nobody wants to get. We had an aircraft accident, and it was a tragic accident. You just don't want to believe it, because we're all professional, and the career that we've had, you just don't want to believe it. We have a safety management system program in place with an emergency response plan, which was really crucial. We pulled that out. We basically consulted with that and went down. It gives us a check sheet. We assembled our team of experts and people that are on staff for the emergency response plan. We started delegating, positions to people to go out and, okay, this one's going to do that. This one's going to handle this. I will handle this. But the big concerning factor for me, being a personable type guy, and our business being so close to our clients, is the human side of it. We knew we had to go ahead and respond and make notification, but we had no idea how or when, and that was the big question in our mind. I looked to our insurance carrier. He was the first call I made, and he reassured me. He says, Mike, he says, part of your service is we have a family assistance program, which is part of the policy. Why don't we get those people involved? And it was just a sigh of relief, on my side, that I have a third party that can come in and help us with this.
Analar was a company with a very robust SMS and ERP in place. And like many of our good corporate general aviation operators, found themselves not fully prepared or having the proper resources in place to address their role in family assistance. When they realized this, we immediately deployed Don Chubb and Fireside Partners to assist them with their crisis. Don and Fireside are Global's ERP and family assistance expert in our SM4 program.
So it's often reported by an aviation operator who has been through an accident or incident that it almost feels like they have no friends when they need them the most. This highlights the essential relationship with the insurance provider. Insurance is more than just a security blanket. On the time when you need them the most, they bring resources, materials, and trained personnel to the equation.
I mean, within an hour, we had everybody here already starting to work on it. The next call that I received was from Don Chubb from Fireside, and it was a very comforting call. Of course, everyone's still sort of in a state of shock almost, is a good way of putting it.
Really, in a very broad sense, family assistance begins with that first communication you have with that family member, informing them of the accident and hopefully the status of the person they care about. And then it moves through a series of what we call operational milestones. These milestones articulate a general chronology of what the family expects and helps move them through the process to where they ultimately return home to their natural support systems. This signifies the end of the operator's role in family assistance. It is important to note that families have many long-term issues they will be contending with for quite some time. However, the operator must be clear where their role begins and where they can expect their role to end. Information from a family's perspective really revolves around 4 main and immediate components. First, of course, is information on the person they care about the most. Are they okay? Are they injured or worse? Second, they want to know what happened here in this accident, such that we know in the early hours. And then what about their person's things, their items? We call them personal effects. And then lastly, information about support and assistance that's available.
The operator's role in family assistance must be seamless, and we see a lot of gaps in our industry. When we developed our family assistance coverage, we looked to fill those gaps by bringing the same level of resources and catastrophe response that we do to our airline customers to our general aviation clients.
You know, when you meet with the families, you know, from a personal and a human side, you want them to come away from your presence there with more of a, it's my opinion, that it's not what you say to them, but it's really, you know, in the way that you say it, how you make them feel that, okay, this company stepped up, they showed their compassion and their willingness to, to come share this with us and to comfort us.
If that family can look back and say that I was communicated with frequently, I was kept informed, I was provided assistance and support until I returned back home, that's success, and that's compassionate family assistance.
Our job is to ensure that this critical component of their ERP is addressed in advance so that they have peace of mind to know how things will be handled, that their good intentions will be realized, and they are returned to the place that they were before the accident happened, back to running their business, dedicating their time to their customers, their employees, and the industry that they support.
Something very interesting happened in March of this year. The International Civil Aviation Organization, instead of making family assistance a best practice, now requires its 191 member states to have a family assistance program. In essence, it moved it from a best practice to policy.
If I was to speak for other operators, I would urge them to review their current policy, their insurance policy, and see if they have any type of a family assistance program in place as part of their policy. Because we learned, the hard way that it's definitely added value.
You're working directly with human beings, quite frankly, in some of the worst hours of their life. Yet this is a time when you are expected to be at your absolute best.